Hello and welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is time for Armageddon in the kitchen, right? It's good gad, it's gear time. I want to talk to you guys today briefly about ways to cook food when shit hits the fan. There's a lot of discussion, a lot of different ways. Having these compact camp stoves that everything fits inside, they're fascinating, awesome ideas. There's probably dozens of different manufacturers that have them out there. So the idea that comes into mind is if you're bugging out or you're trying to get back, you can carry a bug out bag, get back bag that has a couple of days of food in it. You know, what kind of food should that be? It should be high energy, right? High calorie, easy to make, easy to consume. It's really important, right, to get back or to get where you're going with the least amount of trouble. So the idea of cooking food, needing to cook, needing to heat it up, it's kind of the opposite of what you're doing. You're in a big hurry, and heating things takes time. On the other hand, if it's cold out, right, you're gonna need more energy. And if you're eating food that's cold, it's gonna take energy to heat that. So how do we get around this, you know? There is no one answer that works, in my opinion. There are different examples and ideas, and you have to kind of decide for yourself, what is it that you want? You know, do you want to eat cold food and protein bars? You know, is that good enough? It very well could be. I mean, you can live on it, you know, but what else? What are your other options? You know, having a rocket stove or your own version of that, you risk, right, being discovered, maybe security, privacy, solitary living condition while you're bugging out or bugging in, or even the first few days of shit hits the fan. Maybe you don't want anyone around you to know that you have food or anything. And so if you're going to cook, even with a really efficient stove, even with good dry fuel, so you don't have a steam plume rising, that can still cause you some problems in the area of identification. Someone can identify that you're there by the smell of fire. Right? Fire has a distinct smell. And so we want to avoid that at all costs, or you may want to avoid that at all costs. It's my opinion that when shit does hit the fan, there are going to be days. If it's not the first or second day, maybe it's the third or fourth. Maybe it's the seventh or eighth. And maybe it'll be different for all of us. But when it gets contentious, when it gets crazy, you're not going to want to be discovered. At the same time, you're not going to want to have to give up what? You're not going to want to give up your psychological advantage. That advantage being good, tasty, right, food. Eating food that tastes good, is nutritious, gives you that boost, that psychological boost. You're going to make it. You're going to feel okay. So what I've got today to show you is another way to cook, another way to prepare food, whether you're on the go or whether you're bunkered in, you know, or, you know, I mean, it can be any time. However, you know, especially at times when you need to maintain security, but you still want hot food. So let's take a look at it, shall we? All right, so today we're taking a look at the Barrow Cook. It's a flameless cooking system. The idea is, right, to heat food, to cook food, but not have to require open flame. Now this is important if it's raining out. This is important if you don't have a good fuel source, if you can't safely start a fire because of people or other environmental conditions. So let's take a look at what it is. This is it right here. That's the box. Now, it does, and we'll get into the heating packs. This is the brilliance of the system. It's got a lid that locks down. It has a stainless steel pan. This is what your food goes in. Got some instructions. And then here is here is a heating pad, or the heat. This is what makes things hot, right? Cook without fire, heating pack. So the way the system works is you've got the bowl, right? And this is a neoprene pad. In other words, it's an insulating blanket. So I imagine that if it's cold out, or just to be the maximum efficiency, keep the maximum efficiency of the system, you would want to wrap, maybe put blankets or other things around it if you have them to keep things warm. But you put some water in there, you put in the heating pack, it causes a reaction, you put your dish with your food back in, you snap the lid down, and you're cooking or heating food. And you're doing so without fire, without smoke, without unnecessary smell, right, being generated that would identify you to someone else. So this is about 8 inches by about 5 inches, maybe 6. And it's about 5 inches tall. So it's very compact. You can make this part of your bug out situation or solution if you know you've got to go a couple of days. So what is left for us right here now? Let's see how it works. All right, how does it work? Well, this is the heating pack, as we've talked about. Now on the back it shows lines for how much water to fill. There's also lines right down at the bottom. If you can see this, it doesn't take a whole lot of water. So you can either fill it to the water line on the container, or you can use the pouch. Once you tear across here, let me get those lines in there. You can see the little notch. You tear straight across, and then you fill that with water. You pour it in there. That's the exact amount of water you need to do what? To activate the heating pouch. Okay, that is it. We're going to take that, we're going to set it in the water, and it's going to start doing its job. Now, for the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to go with some Campbell's cream of chicken. Oh, did you see what's going on here? We better get that in there. We better get that locked down and put that heat to good work. We'll put our little insulating blanket around there. It certainly didn't take too long for that reaction to start, did it? So, how effective is this as a cooking device, right? As a heating device? Well, I imagine since it's enclosed, it's tightened down, it's airtight, that whatever heat is in there is going to stay in there, but you can't just open it and stir it every 5 seconds now, can you? So we have to be patient and let it work. How hot does it get? Well, you don't have to make just soup or chili or some other meal in there. You can heat water for tea or coffee or just to drink. And how hot does it get? Well, according to the packet, 98 degrees. Not Fahrenheit, but Celsius. That's about 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Very close to boiling. So, will it boil? No, but will it get close? Yes. Now, while this is doing its thing, see all the steam in there? How steamed up it is? Right? That means it's doing its job. So, let's let it simmer. I'll set a timer. We'll find out how long this takes. And then, we'll open it up and see how good and delicious it is. Alrighty then. Okay, we're getting close to the end of the 15 minutes I decided was a good time. I put a towel over the top of this, and I got to tell you what, the towel is nice and warm. I wanted to try and hold the heat in a little better. You can see a little bit of steam still coming off. So I know that this is generating a lot of good heat, and if the steam is still coming off, it's still producing heat. It seems to me, there's the 15-minute timer. Seems to me this is a really good system for heating. And additionally, I would say that these heating packs are probably really good just for warming your body. Without the container, I would say it's probably a little dangerous. You can buy the replacement heating packs in a bag of 10, kind of little plastic bag of 10 there. And if you're planning on making this part of your camping, or maybe your bug out, bug in, get back stealth food system, I would take a number of these and put them inside of this if you have to have it contained. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up, pull out the stainless steel bowl, and give it a taste. All right, I've got to tell you, this product was recommended to me by, of all people, the venerable Girl Scouts. Scout leader said, hey, give this a shot, see what you think. I was a little skeptical of its effectiveness. So I said, don't open the top up to, stir it. You'll lose your heat. Well, lo and behold, it puts out a lot of heat. This pack is still in it, and I put my hand on it, and it burned me. It is hot. Right, let's see. 212 degrees is boiling. Your water heater in your house, maybe 115, 120 degrees. You go above that, you start getting into scalding temperatures. So this is making extremely hot food. You could probably take this dish. I put 1 can of Campbell's soup in it. You could probably fill that entire dish. It's a lot of energy to warm that up from whatever ambient is. But if it's cold outside and you need hot, right, this seems like a very good system. Once again, it's flameless, and you don't need gas, you don't need sterno, you don't need fire, you don't need sticks. And for that reason, it makes it very stealthy. Right? All you need is a little water to activate that, activate the chemical pouch. So, got the metal dish, right, very hot. 15 minutes, 1 can of soup, just right. May take a little longer if you fill the dish all the way up. But again, I'm very impressed with this. It's yet another way to get warm food. And also, like I said, if you just wanted to put water in it and put that bag in there and heat it up just to warm your body, to keep you warm. I've been kicking around the idea of doing a Prepared Mind bug out bag. Maybe like a 2-day bag or a 3-day or maybe even a 4-day bag to bug out or get back. And this might be one of the options that goes with it. If you're going to sleep outside, you're trying to get somewhere, you may want to have, I would recommend proper clothing, of course, but if you have a rain poncho, sleeping under that and having this underneath it to keep you warm. But it's designed for heating food, and I got to tell you, this is table hot. This is table ready for a hot meal. And when shit hits the fan, you're going to need all you can get. Right? Energy is heat, and heat is energy. And if your body is producing a lot of heat to get warm, to stay warm, what's that doing? Right? It's depleting your other reserves, your muscles, of the energy they need to operate. The energy they need to get you back, to get you out of there safely. So by having a warm meal, you're conserving a lot of energy. You're putting energy back into you. You're putting heat, right? And that's really a good thing. Very, very good thing to have. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about the Barrow Cook. I've tried out a lot of different cooking systems, and they all have their place. So think about what you need. Think about what works for you. This is a fantastic idea, and I cannot recommend it enough. Just like all the other great products that we test here on the Prepared Mind channel. So you guys be cool. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for supporting the channel with your Patreon contributions. And we'll talk to you guys again soon. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my soup here. And let's see what happens this week with the rest of the world, okay? Chance favors, the Prepared Mind is yours. Semper Fi, Godspeed to all. Talk to you again very soon.